Shall we begin? Shall we begin? What do I always tell y'all? Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. First of all, let's get to the fact. I'm going to get to the facts because the facts is really not out in this case. I took a little time off because what I want y'all to understand, there's stories going around, even amongst the family, because TJ is not up. He's not up. So when he get up, we'll get his side of the story. But for now, we're going to give you what we know as facts. For one, the police is covering up for the hotel. That's fact number one. Little TJ was in front of the hotel when he got hit. When they ran down on son, he was sitting in the car waiting for somebody. Him and his cousin, Bubba, was sitting in the car. One of his mans was upstairs. He had to use the bathroom. He had the bubble guts. When the beef was popping, he was upstairs on the toilet with the bubble guts. Things that make you go, Suspect number one. I'm just saying. Fabio Foreign. Right before TJ got hit that day, he knew TJ was there because they was there together. I'm not saying that Fabio had anything to do with it. We just know that there was tension between both of the two. Suspect number two. Shout out to Fabio. We love you, Fabio. 3. Now this one right here, because this ish right here, nigga, this ish right here. Like, when you get down to the nitty gritty, anybody that's been doing their homework, which we already knew, I wasn't really trying to solve the case, but I'm like, the hell, let's just throw it out there anyway for the internet. Being that it's all over the internet. The shooter, boom, boom, boom. Y'all want to know the truth about the shooter? Well, before we get to what crew he comes from, let's get to the facts. Little TJ and his entourage did not bust back. Y'all dudes should wait and do your homework before you start talking. The reckless little shooters that came to hit little TJ was so reckless that one of the shooters shot the shooter. Oh, right. Little TJ's crew is being charged because they had a gun in the hotel room and they had a gun in the stash compartment in the car. 2 stashed away guns. They wasn't holding. They had access to the burners. The burner, you know what got the burner? They had the burners, but they didn't have the burners. So TJ and his cousin, Bubba, was in the car sitting ducks. The shooter got shot by another one of the alleged shooters. And after he shot the shooter, he dragged him through the bushes. That's why he had shrubs on his clothes. More evidence to get away. So now there you have that. That's a lie that's been crushed. So when you dudes is looking from the outside in and you're not getting your information, you're not doing your whole, no, y'all just assuming. Y'all assuming. Little TJ ain't bust off not one shot. His cousin Bubba didn't bust off not one shot. He got hit. They were stuck in the car. While Bubble Guts, the third party, was up, he had to use the bathroom. It's a good thing he had to use the bathroom because if he was standing there, that means he would have got hit too. It's just a question mark over son because we don't know who lined little TJ up. Was it Fabio Foreign? Shout out to Fabio. Was it the engineer that they share? Or did it come from Highbridge? The beef between Lil TJ and A Boogie. Boogie. Right, A Boogie. And it just so happened that the shooter that got shot, well, he's down with A Boogie, and you can see him in photos with A Boogie. So I guess this is like the case of Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where you know when the mystery person up under the mask is running around and Scooby-Dooby-Doo and the rest of the crew, Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? They trying to figure out exactly who did the crime. Well, there you have it. There's your suspects. Shout out to Fabio Foreign for going to the hospital and checking on son that same night. He went to the hospital. He went and checked on son. Liltjay got airlifted to another hospital. You know, after that, nobody seen well, he didn't come in the hospital anymore, but he has been outside, you know, driving around the hospital, showing his support. Shout out to Fabio Foreign for being outside the hospital and coming to the hospital and showing that support for son. But there you have it. See, it's simple. The police is playing cover-up for somebody, baby. We don't know if it's for the hotel, because that happened outside of the hotel and the hotel don't want the restaurant, or they tied in on this hit that went down that didn't get the devil said yeah, but God said no, he's still fighting. He's still unconscious right now because the doctors is keeping him sedated. But stay tuned. Will Liltjay wake up? We'll hear his side of the story. But until then, all you dudes out there making videos and running your mouth and you don't know what you're talking about, get your facts straight before you start blogging, vlogging, whichever one you want to call it. Because y'all don't have your facts straight. TJ crew did not bust back at all. Their guns was one was in a hotel that they got charged with, and the other one was in a stash spot in the car. If you did your homework, you'll see that the police will be charging them for having a shootout. That's not what they was charged with. Duh. Oh, I know. You hate the fact that's hot. You hate the fact that Haas is on top of this one. It is what it is. This is why I tell y'all to pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Because the reality of it is, everybody in this case is innocent until proven guilty. But when you don't know who the hell lines you up, everybody is a suspect. What I will say is, when it comes to Fabio, is that sometimes family argue. I'll give him that. Family argue, they go through things, but he was there earlier that day with Liltjay. He was there that night at the hospital. So at the end of the day, you know, shout out to him for being there for Shorty and helping to start Shorty's career. Now the rumors about them beefing with each other and Fabio being jealous of son or whatever the case may be, because TJ was doing better than him. You know what I mean? We don't know. I don't know. It's up in the air. I'm not afraid to speak my truth. It's up in the air. But the reality of it is, like I said, somebody was upstairs with their stomach with the bubble guts. And I guess God was on his side, because while he was using the bathroom, he missed out on the action. But the reality of it is, dogs that hit son almost turned my little nephew TV off. Tried to rock my little nephew snot box. Yeah, God said no. He's still here. He's still fighting. Shorty came from A Boogie camp. It is what it is. The sad part about all this, I'm really, really aggravated and frustrated that the fact that all you dudes is eating. Why we gotta treat each other like this? Why y'all all can't be on top? Can somebody answer that question in the comment section? Because that's what it really all boils down to. Why is it that dudes that come from poverty and pain, whether it be A Boogie, whether it be Fabio, whether it be Liltjay, why we gotta beef amongst each other? We all came from poverty and pain. Y'all still don't get it though. And the crazy part about it is, when you look at these washed up, well, I won't even call them washed up. When you look at some of the legends in the game, some of the best that was in hip hop, they only give you 15 minutes of fame. Answer me one question. In a versus battle, why is Busta Rhymes the most feared to step in that ring with his catalog? Because he that much respected, but he ain't got an album out or a record out playing. Let me ask you another question. Why is it that Versus is shout out to Swiss Beats, Timberland, is one of the dopest hip-hop scenes we ever seen? I guess that's the blessing, that the gift that came out of the curse called COVID. Why is it one of the dopest? Where we get to really, really, really feel the music. Like when we sat up there and laughed at, if I had one wish. Or when we sit up there and see the dopeness between LOX, how he just destroyed Dipset by itself. We get to see that old school talent is still there. Why we don't hear records and albums from the legends of hip hop that still got it? And if they only give us 15 minutes of fame, who is that? Who is the day? Pay attention to your circle before they hurt you. Hit that like button, hit that share button, hit that subscribe button, and pray for TJ, man. Pray for him.